So hi everyone. So we will discuss about computer subject for first year. So we will discuss topic wise. So all the things which are discussed here, it is only for first PUC. Chapter 1. So overview of computer, we will going to discuss about overview of computer. What are the things are there in the computer? Everything we will going to see. So see the definition first. We will going to see the definition of computer. Computer is an electronic machine that can store, recall, and process the data. It can process the tasks or complex calculations according to set of instructions or programs. It says that very clearly. Basically, we know that computer is an electronic device because there will be a board that is called it as PCB. Okay, so that PCB helps you to take the instructions and you can able to do some work on by using that particular devices. So like that, basically, again, one more important thing we need to understand about the electronic machine is nothing but basically it will going to run with the electricity. That is the reason why we will going to say this one. It is an electronic machine. Again, printed circuit board will be there. That is called it as PCB. So those we will call it as motherboards, and can store. So what is the use of this word can store means nothing but it says that very clearly you can able to store the data inside the computer. That is called it as we will call that one as CPU. Okay, so we'll call that one as a CPU. So in that CPU you're going to find that is call it as memory. So using memory we can able to store a lot of data. Again, we can able to recall the data, nothing but say whatever, suppose if you want to store any photos or suppose you wanted to store any kind of document, PDF, etc., whatever it may be. So those things can be recalled and those things can be stored. That is the reason why it says that very clearly. So it's an electronic device which helps you to store the data as well as recall the data. Again, process the data. For example, processing the data is nothing but if you want to do any kind of calculations like calculator, 2 plus 2 equal to 4, like that you can able to do the processing data. Nothing but what very simple I can able to say here. So take some data. So like take some data again, give it to computer. Again, after giving the computer, what it will going to do, it will going to process that data. Again, finally, we will going to get the output. That is call it as we will call this one as a processing. So that one I will going to show you. Don't worry about these things. It perform the tasks or complex calculations. That is what exactly if you want to do some kind of vector calculations, etc., so many things, it can be done using computer. Again, set of instructions. Instructions is nothing but every uh, program. Suppose if you want to click a mouse, whatever it may be. Again, if you want to print any paper or if you want to print any printouts, whatever it may be, if you print all those things, definitely we need a instructions. Without instructions computer cannot able to work. So that is the reason why it says that very clearly it can able to do complex calculations as well as according to the set of instruction. Whatever the instructions you will going to provide, as per the instructions it will going to do the complex calculations. Like example, we can able to see, we can able to write C++ program for a calculator. Again, we can able to write C program for calculator. Again, Java, so many things we can able to do. So these are all set of instruction will be given to the computer so that it will going to do the particular task. How does computer works? This is very important. How does computer works? We will going to see this one very important thing. Again, very necessary thing. So we will going to see one by one. Don't worry. Now, let's move further. Mm, so what we will going to do? So how the computer works? This one you can able to see here. So it is in a simple making tea. Actually, they have given an example how the computer works is nothing but very simple. Actually, what it says that making tea. What are the things you will going to do for making a tea? So we will going to prepare a hot water. Again, we have to add the water. Again, we have to use the tea powder, milk, sugar. Again, something etc. Someone will going to use lemon tea. All those things. Suppose you wanted to prepare any lemon tea or normal tea, whatever the things you wanted to do, everything will be added so that you can able to prepare a beautiful tea. So very tasty tea we can able to prepare like that. These are all considered as a input. So whatever the things you can able to see here. So like to prepare a tea, what are the things we required? We need a water, we need a powder, tea powder, that is milk as well as sugar. Again, we have to boil it. These are the procedures. So nothing but I will going to consider this one as an input for, so that we can able to prepare a tea. So these are the inputs which are given so that you can able to prepare a tea. That is what exactly it means, that like that for computer also required some kind of data so that we can able to prepare the output for that. So after adding all these things, we have to boil, and boiling is called as processing. After boiling, we get tea, that is called it as output. That is what exactly I'm talking about here. So whatever the things you will going to give some data. Suppose example, when you are giving to the computer, what I will going to do, I will going to give the data 2 plus 2 like this. I will going to give the data. So this data, whatever the data have given, that will be given to the CPU. CPU will going to do the calculations. Finally, we will going to get the output. That is what exactly we have to understand over. So very, very important. This is the processing of a T, but for similarly, when you go to the computer and all, you can able to see. So what you will going to do, you will going to give some data like this. So suppose example, you can take inputs where you will going to give the inputs. Basically inputs will be given into the computer. Okay, inputs are given here. So like using keyboard, all those things. Again, mouse, you will going to use the mouse as well as keyboard. So when you are using the keyboard, what you can able to do, you can able to give the data, integer, character, float, like that. Whatever the data you want it, you can able to give it. Again, finally, what you will going to do, that data will be given to the central processing unit, that is called it as CPU. I told you already. So this input will be given to the CPU. That CPU, what it will going to do, it will going to have chip. So that is called it as a processing chip. This processing chip, it will going to take that one as a instructions. Again, it will going to do some calculations, nothing but processing. So this processing, finally, what you will going to do, you will going to get it on the monitor or printer. So this is called it as output. Suppose example, what I will going to do, using keyboard, I will going to give some data like this, 2 plus 5. So what it will do, it will give into the CPU. What it will do, basically, it will going to have a in CPU ALU, arithmetic logic unit. So this arithmetic logic unit, what it will going to do, it will going to add these two numbers, 2 plus 5. So immediately what you will going to get it, you will going to get the answer 5 is equal to 7. 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. You will going to get it. That is your output here. So that is your output. So like that, we can able to process the data. So by giving the data to the computer, nothing but to CPU. So you will going to give the data to CPU so that it will going to process the data, and finally you will going to get the output. So where you will going to get the output, basically you will going to get it on the monitor or printer. So you can able to take the printout, otherwise you can able to you see on the monitor. So this is what exactly the complete brief description about the how the input will be processed, and finally how we will going to get the output. So this is all about input. Again, finally we are going to get the output because of the CPU. So this is what exactly we need to understand about processing. So this is completely about processing. So let's go a little bit further. So let's see the characteristics. So yeah, so when it comes to characteristics, okay, when it comes to characteristics, we need to be very careful, because see, we'll go to so many people created a computer, so many people have a computer. If the computer is slow, they will feel bad. So like that, there are certain characteristics we should have in the computer. That is called as, first one is speed. So whatever the data you will going to give you, so the data should be processed at the faster rate. That is the reason why speed is required. Again, storage, maximum amount of memory is required to store the data. Suppose you wanted to store photos, documents, again videos, etc., etc. You need to have a storage here. Accuracy, whatever the data, suppose if I give 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, basically we know that if it is giving 3, then accuracy is missing. So whatever the data you are going to give, that should be accurate, as well as whatever the processing it will going to do, it should give the accuracy. So that is the reason why speed, storage, and accuracy is must. Again, diligence, we will going to talk about diligence and versatility, flexibility, and cost effective, all those things one by one. So let's see one by one. speed it indicates, I don't want to go a little bit so deep, but I will going to explain very clearly about all these things. So when it comes to speed, so here the computer works very fast. The speed of the computer is measured in terms of MIPS, nothing but million instructions per second. Again, BIPS, billion instructions per second, nothing but what, when you give any kind of data, how much take it will going to take. Please understand how much time it will going to take to that instruction to execute it. So that is what exactly. So here, million instructions per second. So many million of instructions will going to be go to the CPU, so that it will going to calculate so many things. Again, it will going to give you so many things. So that is the reason why. So how many millions, how many billions of instructions you will going to execute per second? That is what matters here. So such is the reason why if you are executing more instructions, then it says that very clearly the computer is very faster. So money counting machine counts money faster than man. So that is what exactly. So here also number of instructions, if you increase the number of instructions, suppose million, billion, trillion instructions per second, then it says that very clearly computer is very faster like that. You can see that. And go back to this one more important thing, that is storage. So the computer can store the large volume of data or information. The storage capacity of the computer is measured in terms of bytes. A group of bytes is called it as byte. A group of bits is called is called as byte. So here I will going to say you very clearly about this one. Storage is nothing but it's a memory. Suppose example, you can able to take the SD card, secondary devices, again HDD, all those things. So many things are there. You can take all those things, HDD like hard disk. Okay, hard disk, all those things. Again secondary device, again pen drive. So many things are there. So all these devices are belongs to basically memory devices. So what is the importance of storage in the computer is nothing but you can able to store a lot of data. So how it will going to store? Basically it will going to store in terms of bytes basically. So what do you mean by bytes is nothing but, so 8 bits. Suppose example, 1 bit is nothing but it's 0 or 1. So 1 bit is nothing but it's a 0 or 1. So like that, if you have a 8 bit, suppose example, you can able to take like this, consider like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here I will going to say 0, 0, 0, 0. So this is up to here, it's a 4 bit. Again, sorry, 4 bit. Okay, again 0, 0, again 0, 0. So this is 4 bit, nothing but totally 8 bit is equal to 1 byte. So very clear. So it says that 8 bit is equal to 1 byte. So if it is, it may be a 0 or 1. So suppose if you consider 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 in all these blocks, if you mention 1, 1, 1, that is also still it is a 1 byte like that. So computer always store the data in terms of bytes only. So that is what exactly we have to understand about this storage. Accuracy, when computer generates results are exact and without any mistakes with the high rate of consistency. Nothing but what it indicates very clearly. When you give any kind of data, so it will going to generate the data. It's very exact and clear data. Again, this is what exactly we will going to, this is the reason why we will going to use the computer. So whatever the data you will going to provide, the data should be accurate. So if data is not accurate, also no problem. It's okay. So, but whatever the data it has taken, that will be given in terms of exact answers. Nothing but suppose example, if you give the data like 2 plus 5, so it will going to give you the answer 7. Suppose if you give the value like 2 plus a, it will going to give you the answer something like so it will going to calculate the a value, that is called it as ASCII value. Again plus 2, it will become 65 plus 2, 60, 5, 67. You will going to get the answer 67 like that. So it will be accurate always. It will be accurate. So it will going to convert so many things it will going to do. So that is the reason why computer is accuracy. Computer, we will going to say that computer, it says that it have some accuracy like that. So diligence, unlike human beings, a computer does not suffer from limitations like tiredness. Diligence is nothing but very simple actually. So basically humans will going to be tired for some time. So after doing so much of work, but yeah, computer is not like that. It will keep on doing. Only it needs a units of energy like electricity. So few units of energy. So that is electricity. If electricity is fine, so automatically it will going to work. So that is why we will call this one as an electronic machine. Um, so that is the reason why. So it's a diligence is nothing but no tired, nothing will going to happen. It work for very long hours. Okay, so that is the reason why it's people basically use it to use computers. So again, you can able to see versatility. So in this versatility, when you see this versatility here, computers are capable of performing any task, multi-processing features, and computer make it quite versatile in nature. The computer can adapt any field easily. It is used scientific calculations, business processing, play games, technical and teaching, so many places. Nothing but everywhere. If you go everywhere, wherever you want it, you can able to use the computer because the reason is it is very adaptable. So we can able to adapt the computers in any field so that we can able to use take use of computer and we can able to do some kind of business processing, some kind of calculations, games. We can able to play games like so many games are there like zombie games, whatever it may be. Again, teaching, training, so many things we can able to do. That is the reason why it says that very clearly computer is so versatile and we can able to use for research field, we can able to use for scientific field. So many things we can able to see like ISRO, NASA, so many people are using computers because the reason is in every field we can able to use all these things. So that is the reason why one of the biggest advantage is versatility of the computer. Flexibility. So here, flexibility is also very important. Flexibility would involve the number of things you can do with a computer, while some of the best use of computers is filling the task, other good multimedia gaming, so many things. So that is the reason why we will going to use the computer here. Okay, business purpose, so many things we will going to use it. Again, one more thing we can able to understand here, cost effectiveness. So the cost when it comes to the cost of the computer, so reduces the amount of the paperwork and human effort. So that's the reason why it's a cost effective. So in terms of not on in terms of money, actually cost effective is nothing but see human will take around 10 hours to work or 8 hours. If you work for 8 hours, he will going to be tired again. A lot of see, suppose example you take it, paperwork is nothing but amount of paperwork. See, a lot of if you want to write something you have to use the paper, but instead of writing all those things, so we can able to use the document so that we can able to store the document, we can able to retrieve the document, we can able to access the document, we can able to read the document. So like that, it will going to reduce the amount of effort is applied on humans on work. It will going to be reduced. Therefore, so it is a cost effectiveness as well as reducing the cost. So we suppose example paper, we have to cut the trees, we have to take care of the environment as well. So that's why this is the best idea so that we can able to use the computer so that it is very cost effective in terms of paperwork and human efforts, all those things, etc. So this is so we're going to discuss about components of computer here. So there are four components in the computer system. So that is one is hardware, one is software, one data and information uses. So hardware is physical part, we can able to touch and feel it. So that is what the hardware components can be seen, touch and feel. Hardware components are fixed inside and outside the computer system. You can able to see, suppose example, keyboard, monitor, mouse, printer, RAM, CPU, again PCB, printed circuit board, SMPS, so many things are there. So like that, you can able to touch and you can able to feel it. That is the reason why we says that these are all the physical components. That's why it's called it as hardware. Again, when you go back to software here, when you go to the software and all, so here so many things like, for example, you can see a set of collection of programs is known as software. Basically, set of programs is nothing but see, we will going to write some programs. So on those programs, I will going to do some particular tasks. So that is called it as a collection of programs. That's one we will call it as software. A software is a computer program written using some kind of programming language to operate on computer. Suppose example, you can take it as C++. So that will be used to write a programs for adding two numbers, swapping two numbers, something like that. So these are all called it as softwares basically. So set of programs, we'll call it as software. And we cannot able to touch that one. So basically it is a written using language so that we cannot able to touch and we cannot able to fill it. So example for those softwares and all, we can able to see the operating systems like Offices, Nudi, Acrobat Reader, computer games. Again, you can able to see apps. All these things are what are apps. When you see in the mobile and so many apps are there, you cannot able to do anything with that. If you touch anything on that particular app, what it will going to show you the data, all those things, because it is written in a language. Certain language will be used to create an application. So these are all called as actually software. Software is broadly classified into two types, that is called as system software as well as application software. What do you mean by system software and application software? I will tell you very clearly about this. When it comes to system software or application software, so system software, it is a type of computer program that is designed to control and work with the computer hardware, again to run the computer hardware and application programs. Like suppose example, system software is nothing but like a DOS operating system, and again Linux operating system, Microsoft Windows, Mac, again so many CentOS, so many things are there. All these operating systems are which are helped to operate on hardware. Okay, basically hardware will going to support these kind of system software so that we interconnectedly they will going to communicate each other. Again, it will going to help the user to do some task. Again, when it comes to application software, basically we return the applications, nothing but we will going to develop the application. Using those applications, we can able to do some particular task. Like you can take it as an office, again paint application, Node application, Acrobat Reader, whatever it may be. So all these are why we're going to use, basically we're going to use for our purpose. That is the reason why these are all called it as application software. What is the difference between system software as well as application software? Is nothing but system softwares are built for system to operate. Again, application softwares are built for user to do some particular task. That is what exactly the difference is. Again, you can see there are certain differences are there between hardware and software. You can go through this one. So it's very simple. If you want it, I will going to conclude that one. So I will going to help you out. Don't worry. I will going to write all those things. Okay. So hardware, physical components of the computer are called hardware. Again, a set of programs is called it as software. Hardware can touch and you can able to feel it, and software cannot and you cannot feel it. Conducting using physical material or components, again deployed by programming languages. Okay, not affected by computer viruses, again affected by computer viruses. Again, user cannot make copies, user can make copies. Example for this hardware and all: keyboard, monitor, RAM, etc, etc, PRAM, so many RAMs are there. We're going to discuss that one. Example: OS, operating system, text editor, Node, so many things. Example, you can take browser. All these are all applications. Okay, Mozilla browser. Okay, so many things are there. Google browser. All these things are comes under hardware and software. So these are the differences. You can go through these differences. Very very important differences. These are all. So these are all main differences. So this is all about computer part one. So we're going to discuss more about this. So we're going to wind up here. Thank you.